It's a very good evening and welcome to Network. My name is Sphumelele Zondi. Now, Innovation Summit took place in Uganda in the last week. We have information on that this evening. We'll also tell you about a new Microsoft exhibition at SABC in Johannesburg. Our discussion is on the My World of Tomorrow exhibition and conference. Organizers want to focus on African innovation this year. Remember that we are live, so find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. It's newsnetwork at sabc.co.za and email. Let's start with your social media and technology news. I have just returned from Uganda, where Innovation Africa was taking place in the last week. The conference is a platform for African policymakers to engage technology companies about their education ICT needs. It also gives tech entrepreneurs and big companies an opportunity to pitch their digital education ideas to various governments. Over 40 countries were represented this year. Education is going digital across Africa, and many governments are coming up with different policies to ensure that children are not left behind. Mauritius is a newbie at Innovation Africa in Uganda, and the country spoke about its innovation policy that it is currently drawing up.
The National Innovation Framework is flexible in such a way that we go for the program, we go for the National Innovation Initiative, we have our vehicle of innovation.
South Africa mentioned its worry about rural schools getting left behind in many African countries. The country hopes its South Africa Connect policy will assist in solving this issue, so rural kids are also on par with urban learners.
This policy that is focused on creating an information society and targeted communities, the rural communities, for broadband rollout, where education, health and other institutions of government will benefit, seems to move us closer. I don't want to say ahead, but it seems to be having a potential of getting us where we want to be.
Many here feel that good teachers are crucial when introducing new technologies to the classroom. This is something that was repeated by President Jacob Zuma as he added Operation Phakisa in ICT in education.
It is you in the main that build the nation by educating our young people. Given the Operation Phakisa in education, we cannot fail.
Back at Innovation Africa, many tech businesses were pitching their ideas to different countries, like Aviat Networks, which is providing internet access to several Kenyan schools. Aviat wants to add South Africa to its portfolio. Its pitch made several promises.
3 C's. Connectivity to all the schools. To all the schools. All the schools. Capacity. Teach the trainers teach the teachers how to use it, and allow local capacity training. So we teach some teachers who then teach other teachers.
The trick with these meetings always comes after the conference, as governments would have to select the ideas they like, meet individually with some of those they met and implement what they spoke about here, so children get an improved level of education that responds to 21st century needs. Now, Microsoft has an exhibition of its education technologies at the SABC Discovery Center. Children who go to the Johannesburg Science Center in the afternoons are then exposed to new gadgets. The exhibition will run for the next year.
Simpiwe Biri comes to SABC every afternoon after school. The grade 9 learner says he loves science and technology, and coming here allows him to experience that through playing. He says Microsoft's new exhibition of its products will expose him to more gadgets to explore.
I actually come here every day because I usually go to the SABC Computer Clubhouse, yes, which is sort of like an outreach program, but it's not. Sort of like school away from school. Yeah, so I go there every day. Then sometimes during the holidays, we have holiday programs, so I come here a lot.
Microsoft chose SABC because it is a science education center with after-school facilities. The tech giant says it wants to contribute towards the learning of South African children.
Experiencing how technology can be used, getting students excited about the tools is one of the priorities here. That's what's going to be happening at the center. Our commitment, though, goes far beyond that, getting students the skills that they can actually use in the workplace, getting teachers and school leaders the foundation for training so they can use these tools actively in classrooms to delight students. So we're excited about the work in Saibono because I think it's going to help create a transformational spark that we'll see in classrooms all over South Africa.
Science Bonus says it's important that people aren't scared of science and technology. And those here believe that the center's partnership with Microsoft is going to help in that regards.
There's nothing more important to adults than education. If you can mix education and playing, you have a winning combination. That's what the center's about. It's about getting young people to come and to play with science and technology, and through that to learn a little bit more about science and technology. I think most of us went to school and what we learned about science and mathematics was to be scared of it and to run as fast as you could when someone said mathematics and science. We don't want that for our future.
The partnership has also received a stamp of approval from South Africa's Department of Education. It says this is in line with their plan to explore South African children to all kinds of technology at a very young age.
The Democratic Alliance was a big chatting point in social media in the last week after it emerged that its Shadow Minister of Police, Diane Barnard, shared a Facebook post calling for the return of apartheid-era President P.W. Botha. Many in social media were not happy with this, as they felt the remarks are racist and would take South Africa back to the time of oppression of black people. This is the Facebook post that was shared by the Democratic Alliance's Diane Barnard. She's the opposition party's Shadow Minister of Police. Because of the anger in social media, the party says it has demoted her to Deputy Shadow Minister of Public Works. A disciplinary hearing has been initiated as well.
I initiated a disciplinary hearing because we felt that we don't associate with P.W. Botha, we don't associate with the past that is apartheid, we associate ourselves with the future of South Africa.
This is just one sign how one needs to be careful of what they post in social media. The Facebook post shared was authored by journalist Paul Kirk. It was complaining about what he says is the lack of honesty and integrity of some of South Africa's leaders. It said P.W. Botha was far more honest and called for his return. Has been trending in the rest of the tech space.
Audio Jungle. In case you missed it, Intel this week reveals the most dangerous cyber celebrities of 2015. Rapper Jay-Z, comedian Amy Schumer, and musician Lorde among the most dangerous cyber celebrities to search for online. These are names that, when searched for online, could attract viruses and phishing attacks. Intel says searches for certain musicians and comedians tend to expose internet users to more possible viruses and malware. And now moving on to social media. Facebook Inc. rolled out updates to mobile profile pages to enable users to better personalize their profiles and more easily control their privacy settings. Among the new features are profile videos, or a short looping video clip that users can create in place of a static profile picture. The feature is similar to Vine, a video sharing app owned by Twitter Inc. Video calling service Skype has made a few updates, including Android iOS support. The new Skype 6.4 allows users with Android smartphones to accept or decline Skype calls on the Android watches. The new updates allow users to respond to messages using the Android Wear. Skype has also added new Skype emojis. Microsoft Corp and Google Inc. have agreed to bury all patent infringement litigation against each other. The companies announced this week, settling 18 cases in the United States and Germany. In another sign of dwindling down of global smartphone wars, the company said the deal puts an end to court fights, including a variety of technologies, including mobile phones, Wi-Fi, patent use in Microsoft Xbox games console, and other Windows products. However, Microsoft and Google continue to make products that compete directly with each other, including search engines and mobile computing devices.
Audio Jungle.
All right, it's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's newsnetwork at sabc.co.za on email. After the break, we chat about the My World of Tomorrow conference and exhibition. Stay with us.
Morning Live sets the agenda for the day. We bring you the latest local and international news. We are on the ball with all your sports activities and results. We give you the latest business update.
We bring you the latest weather every time.
Watch Morning Live every weekday morning at 6 o'clock, bringing you everything you need to know before you go. Shap shap, tada.
SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Welcome back and thank you for being a part of our network tonight. Now, a young Tanzanian scientist has invented an affordable water filter. He wants his invention to help alleviate diseases caused by dirty, unpurified water.
It's good enough to drink, but just seconds before, this water was full of dirt and bacteria. Tanzanian scientist Asqua Hilonga has created this filter. He says it removes 99.9% of bacteria, microorganisms and viruses.
This is clean, safe drinking water.
His creation uses nanotechnology to filter out contaminants from dirty water. Gravity pulls the water down through a series of buckets connected by tubes. The buckets contain sand with a layer of good bacteria on top, which eat the microbes that contain diseases like typhoid. The sand's magnetic quality also kills other bacteria as the water filters through it. The final bucket uses nanomaterials to filter out any remaining microbes. In short, it's an invisible biological net, which stops bacteria from passing through, but allows the water to reach the final bucket bacteria-free.
In Tanzania, 70% of households, of 9 million households, are not using any kind of a filter. That is how big the market is. That is in Tanzania alone. 9 million households. Then imagine in Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia, Sub-Saharan Africa, India and elsewhere. So the market is very big.
The product is already proving popular with the villagers of Arusha. This housewife used to drink water from the river, suffering various diseases such as typhoid as a result. She says buying the filter has changed her life. It can be tailored to absorb anything from bacteria and viruses to copper and fluoride. A single filter can supply many litres of clean water a day. Hilonga hopes the filter could help communities across Africa drink water without risking their health.
The My World of Tomorrow Expo will be taking place in about 2 weeks from now. It's often more than just an expo, and there are discussions about the latest trends in digital spaces as well. The main focus this year will be on African innovations like the one we just saw. To tell us more about this is General Manager of Marketing at Business Connection, Zinhle Mudisile. Hello, and thank you for being a part of our network, Zinhle.
Thank you, Siphelele, and thank you for inviting us to be here today.
And now, Zinhle, why did you decide to add African innovations this year?
You know, I think when we started last year, it was about setting the platform around innovation. But I think what's more important is what are we doing with innovation in our own continent, in our own countries. So it was very important that we don't do talk shop, but we're actually starting to find solutions for the challenges that we have in Africa, like the video that we just saw. So that's why I think we wanted to focus on African innovation, because there is African innovation out there, and you know, we just want to put a spotlight on it.
Tell us about some of those, especially those that are going to be exhibiting this year.
So we've got many exhibitors this year. So we are continuing with the top brands in the world. So like your IBMs of this world, your HPs, Business Connection, Telkom, just to name a few. But what we have introduced this year, which is different from last year, is that we have introduced the African Innovators Awards. And the whole reason around that is that so that you can showcase guys like Giga Josie, who they are a tuk-tuk service. But what they also do is that their tuk-tuk is not just a tuk-tuk, it actually offers Wi-Fi while you are commuting. So it's innovations like that, because we know that we've got issues such as health, such as connectivity, such as agriculture. So those are the type of guys that we've gone out and looked for, so that we can highlight them in this exhibition and conference this year.
So now you run out of internet access in your house, call it tak and just do a journey around the corner.
Just be careful though, you can also be tracked by your spouse, so just, you know.
All right, so Zinhle, it's also not just an exhibition, there are going to be speakers this year. Tell us about some of those.
So this year also, again, we have a conference that runs in parallel with the exhibition and expo. And we've got the best speakers also. We've got people like Paul Maritz, which is a renowned international speaker. But we've got our homegrown speakers as well. So we've got people like Aki Anastasio, which people would know. We've got some people like Kojo Bafu, and as well as guys like Clem Santa. So what we've tried to do, and there's even Emma Sandler, who looks after social media. She's a renowned social media expert in South Africa. So we've got quite a breadth of topics and keynote speakers that will be talking about different things around technology, but more importantly is that what do we do with innovation so that we can advance the economy and the communities in our continent.
Mm-hmm. How do you find those speakers? How do you go about looking for some of the people that speak in Waldorf tomorrow?
So we actually look for the best of the best. So it is the type of people that you as the public want to hear from. It's people that are expertise in their field, and it's people that are trusted and followed by many people. So that's how we've gone about finding those people, which is why we've gone international, but we've also gone very local as well, because the local speakers are the guys that actually understand what is happening on the ground and can actually come with solutions and help us facilitate those conversations that bridge the gap between your corporate and your community and your youth as well.
Do you look at the townships when you are looking for people, whether to speak or whether some of these inventions and innovations that you're finding?
Absolutely. And I think if you look at there is the guys that have done the M-Health, and there's an interesting innovation called the Innovative Loo, which is the waterless loo. And so that is where you find innovation. It's where there's a need, and the need is what actually brings about innovation. So that's why we have focused. It's not the suburbians, because in the suburbs, we tend to have a lot of the solutions and we can access things. But when you look in the rural areas and you look at the township where there's actual needs, that is the best big bridging ground for innovative thinking and innovative technologies. So that's why we're looking there as well.
Waterless loo, Zinhle?
There?
The waterless loo?
The waterless loo, yes. It is to start, in townships, we've always had the waterless loos, but it wasn't always sanitary. So it is now taking it further, using innovation, using technology to find solutions to say, yes, we might not have access to water, but we can still have health, and we can still have sanity in our townships and in our rural areas.
All right. Dates or venue?
So it will be again in the Sandton Convention Center. We will start on the 22nd of October. It goes all the way to the Saturday, the 24th of October. But most importantly, this year on the 24th of October, we're really inviting the youth, the young people to come through, because that's the space where they can interact with the best in the business, and then can also see and be inspired and interact with the technology. That's what we want to breed more of.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
From Business Connection. Thank
you.
All right, let's take a short break. It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We'll see you after the break.
Good. Boy. Get behind Rugby World Cup 2015 on SABC.
Welcome back and thank you for being a part of our network. Now, if you were at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz recently, you probably had a chance to experience the Occupod. It's a gadget that allows you to watch the show live as if you are in the room, even if you're not. Producer Enin Dormal checked it out for us.
It seems like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's only a way for jazz lovers to experience the art form in a brand new way at this year's Joy of Jazz Festival.
Jazz is best experienced live. You'll be exposed to the eyewear, the gear that I'm holding at the moment, which is really around virtual reality. It takes you into a whole different world where there's a pre-recorded jazz session at a concert environment where you're able to actually, once you put the glasses on, you feel like you're part of that environment. You're immersed into this 3D virtual world. You look to the right, you're part of all of that, all of the hype and the vibe that was happening at that concert, and it just takes you into a really different world.
It's going to be the first time an Occupod will be used with headgear to take you into a concert.
Tonight we're doing things differently as we are looking at what South Africans have been Googling in the month of September.
From bruising battles on the world sports field and courts to celebrity mud-slinging matches on social media, South Africans were truly spoiled for choice when it came to entertainment this September. These are September's most searched topics on Google in South Africa. Now, in the sports category this past month, the Rugby World Cup was a major priority among South Africans. In addition to the expected search terms like Rugby World Cup opening ceremony, Rugby World Cup fixtures, and Rugby World Cup schedule, search terms related to the Springboks' unprecedented loss to Japan. Also appearing in this September search trends was searches relating to tennis's US Open, boxing, and European and South African football. Now in the celebrity world, the Bonang Mateva aka and DJ Zinhle saga was the trending Google search in September. The discovery of bones that are an extinct species of hominin dubbed Homo naledi was most searched here in South Africa and across the globe in the previous month.
Can I have your address, please?
Last but not least, Googlers were interested in the now famous Clive Naidu and his residential area of Blaubossrand.
Nautilus Street, Blaubossrand.
Okay, number.
And that's all we have for you. Remember to find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We're on News Network at sabc.co.za on email. We play out with a video of American President Barack Obama's grandmother, Sarah, being honored at the South African Traditional Music Awards, the SABMAs. From me and the rest of the network team, have a good one.
I thought you need to follow.
Thank you so much.